Good afternoon. My name is Joanna Nichols, and this is going to be my social media strategy pitch. For my introduction and key points, we're going to touch on history about the company and background, social media persona and promise, desired consumers and their needs, reasons for valuing this consumer over others, social media marketing strategy and objectives, social media strategic approach, which are the social networks that I'll be touching on, and then a conclusion. The history and the background. So my client Stitch Fix was actually started by Katrina Lake. She started it out of her apartment in 2011 while she was attending college at Harvard. She ended up shipping her first order from that very apartment and has since brought that type of shopping experience to millions of different people nationwide. That startup has become a huge company, and she's gone on to create lots of different personal style profiles, as well as making clothing available and styling available for every body type, even men, women, and children. The social media brand persona and promise. Stitch Fix believes in personal style for everyone. Stitch Fix is actually an online company that provides consumers with a personal style box subscriptions. Online, it has a presence of only on a few social media channels where it showcases different ways to be able to achieve style. First, it only decided to cater to women, but has since expanded to include different body types as well as men and children. Its niche, I would say, is probably fashion, and it's also towards like a lifestyle brand, and they kind of want their customers to feel comfortable in themselves and their style. Desired consumers and their needs. So first, we're going to dive into the type of consumers that my client Stitch Fix is looking for. Let's take James, for example. He's a male, he's in his mid-20s, and he just graduated college. He doesn't make a lot of money yet because he's been saving a little bit, but he just got a new job within his company, chosen field that he went to school for. But all he owns are about shorts and band t-shirts, but he really wants to make a really good first impression on his first day of work. And then we also have Katie. Katie is a 30-something mother with a busy family to keep up with. She's been so busy raising her children and taking care of them and her husband and everyone else around her that she's forgotten to take care of herself and wants to feel good and look good again while taking care of her family. She has about a modest lifestyle with her husband and kids, and they kind of bring in about $50 to $60K annually. Both James and Katie are both within the customer demographic that Stitch Fix is trying to reach. James will be seen by his friends who are also in the same situation that he is, graduating college, starting off on their new jobs, and be in the same circumstances. So James has probably a better chance to tell his friends that where he got his work wardrobe from if they happen to see him standing there and looking all dressed up, especially if he posted on social media. And he's in his mid-20s, and he'll probably post it on either his Facebook or his Instagram, and that will end up spreading the word further because he'll be able to tag the brand, and also whoever follows him might also go and check out the link from the tag of him tagging the brand. With Katie, however, she's a mother who has many other friends in situations like her. So when she's hanging out in mom groups and someone decides to comment on how well she looks dressed for the play date that they're on, she'll be able to tell them by word of mouth and via just telling them about where her clothes came from and giving them a better perspective of where she got it from. So she'll also probably be on social media since she is in her early 20s. So that's another demographic that my client is trying to reach. Mothers also come in all shapes and sizes, and they would also benefit from this service who does have time to, dress and style themselves the way that they perceive themselves to be dressed and styled. So my social media marketing strategies and objectives. My first one would happen to be a connection increase via social media. So these are things I think might help to increase my client's presence online. So the first one being the connection increase via social media. Using the many features of social media, for my example that I'm about to use, which is Instagram, we can use the poll feature for just one of the tools that Instagram offers to find out maybe what's missing from the company. We can identify more efficiently what potential consumers are looking for to see included in their boxes. And then on top of that, if we're looking for those answers, we won't know unless we ask. Another good way to increase connection via social media, I think, would probably be to partner with influencers. So influencers, they're another way to connect with another demographic via social media. Influencers, they have their own set of followers and people that look to them and trust their word on what they say about clothing, and they look to them for advice, styling, size options. So it can increase my client's customer base by just one post if we happen to, partner with an influencer. Social media marketing strategies and objectives. I'm just going to continue, and I have a couple of slides. So my next one would be to be solving issues. When a complaint or a bad comment goes up on social media, it gets shared so quickly. So for my client here, we need to make sure that it's being monitored often. Quick responses to issues that happen on social media or happen even to just be posted on social media can bring more awareness and sharing of positive outcomes if my client is able to handle the situation a lot faster. It'll bring my client to be viewed in a better light in front of potential customers as well as current customers, that they can expect that same type of treatment if they have an issue arise. My third strategy and objectives would be for my client to get more involved in current conversation. So when there's chatter via the internet, social media channels light up. One of which comes to mind for an example is Twitter. My client could use these times to comment and bring attention to themselves by joining the current conversation, especially if it's something fashion related. Other companies have done this in the past, fast food. It just depends on what it is, car commercials, things like that. But my client could use this if it's something fashion related. For an example, they could comment on a wardrobe mishap that made a post and be popular currently on social media or on Twitter. And they can highlight how that wouldn't be an issue if the consumer was to use their product and their company, and also highlight how much better quality it would be. Another thing that I would probably say for the social media strategic approach from my client would be to be using specific social networks. So one of which they already use is Instagram. Their unique promise for Instagram would be personal styling for everyone. And then their execution to do that via Instagram would be to post new and engaging pictures of their products or how they use their products, post an engaging video, so showing how people that use the box can actually open up the box, what they get inside, and they can also engage with users, so commenting, if people post comments and asking questions, they can also engage via that way. This will help bring in more customers per quarter. The followers could probably increase by 10% if we can do this. Links and coupons will be available for followers, which also draw more people in. And then you'll probably get more subscriptions per month for the box for my client, as well as followers on the social media site. Another social media network would be to use Pinterest. So Pinterest, there would post on top of it, meet Stitch Fix. the expert personal styling service for women and men. You spend less time shopping and more time looking your best. The execution for this social media network would be to post outfits of that style, because that's very popular on Pinterest. You post outfit inspiration and then pictures of models and of different body types wearing the clothes that were styled or happen to be going out in boxes that they have currently. And then the objectives for this would be to use these photos and links so that it links to the website, that brings the customer back to the website. And then you get actually more website traffic per month because of this, as well as more searches on Pinterest for the company to be sharing with their demographic. The last one that I'm going to touch on is Twitter. So again, with Twitter, you can post, theirs would be a new way to shop, and then their execution would be posts from other parts of social media. So they can have links to Instagram, to YouTube, to any type of social media site that might help. The objectives for this would be they end up having the links and their website visits increase, which would help my client. And then you'll have more chatter on Twitter with more retweets for their brand. So in conclusion, my client Stitch Fix has many ways to increase its personal presence online. So from social media channels and website links, there are many ways here that we can help my client increase its presence online as well as on social media to attract current and potential consumers that are looking for the types of goods or services that my client can provide. Many of the social media channels are utilized by my client strategically to help bring in that new demographic that they're looking for, from the Instagram influencers on Instagram to just doing posts on Instagram, video, tweeting about things that are currently happening. All of this is helpful to bring my client the best strategy to bring in more social media presence online. Thanks for listening and have a good day.